been visiting sites which are now Cadw sites since I was really small. I visited my first site when I was 3 years old, and it was Harlech Castle, and I just fell in love, and I've never fallen out of love with that castle, and it just stands there with the wind and the rain belting it. It really is a phenomenal piece of architecture. It's a phenomenal landscape feature. And my aspiration is to make it sparkle, and I want it to be exciting for the people who live in Harlech and the people who visit it. And if you translate that over another 126 monuments, I think you've got an idea of what my job is.
Denby Castle is here for the same reason that we're here, in a way. The castle builders chose this spot because of its relationship with the surrounding landscape. And this landscape is full of extraordinary stories, at the centre of which is the Mould Gold Cape, now housed in the British Museum, which is the largest gold object ever to be unearthed in the British Isles. We've looked at how it was made, where the materials came from, how it might have been associated with this place and with the wider British Isles, which is a very important part of the story. But until we invent a time machine, we can never be sure. This means that the story of these objects, in essence, is up for grabs. And young people have the most extraordinary minds, they have the most extraordinary imagination. They can teach archaeologists things. So it seems completely appropriate now to be leaping into the creation of an artwork. It is a unique place. It presents a unique platform for the creation of something that can be completely embedded within these walls, that can perhaps provide a microcosm of this place and its culture. What we're hoping to achieve here couldn't take place anywhere else.
Flint Castle is out on an estuary. It's near the town, but it's actually separate because there's a giant railway line that goes through it. And I think the people in the town know it's there. They're not particularly engaged with it. The only people who seem to want to use this is young people. So there's a lot of antisocial behaviour, and that just puts the local population off. No one wants to go there. It's seen as quite a negative place. So it's had a long, turbulent political history. So we're going to use that, and that's going to be our spark. That's going to sort of inform our performance. So from our perspective, we've got everything. We've got places where we can have quiet music, installation, or you've got this great big flat, fantastic field, sort of performance space looking out over the estuary. And I want to get people in there, have a good time, have the spectacle, and then from then on people have a more positive sort of outlook. Basically they'll see it as a fun place, somewhere to take the family, and hopefully they'll be visiting for years to come.
In 1123, Pope Calixtus II declared that 2 pilgrimages to St. David's was equal to 1 to Rome. And we wanted to encompass this in our project. And Bishop's Palace itself was a fine residence, so we wanted to celebrate a great event for pilgrims coming to St. David's and reconnect with all those pilgrims of the previous generations who've walked these paths to St. David's.
In the 1300s, Bishop Gower had a vision. His vision was to make this the most amazing palace in Wales anywhere. He's the one that designed and had the wheel window, the beautiful parapets, using the local stone, Carbudi stone, this amazing purple that would glow many different colors in the light. And these lovely stone carvings that you'll see around the palace. Each one is perhaps just a regular person who lived in the town, an animal, a lion, a dragon, a pig. And these corbels will be brought to life with dancers on that special day. So as artists working with children's for the Cauldrons and Furnaces project, he is our inspiration. When you're a child, I think one of the most amazing things is anticipation of a great event, a holiday. The Cultural Olympiad is a great event. And this will start right now with all the artists and the children creating beautiful, beautiful things to adorn this palace for this one special day. Come rain or shine, it won't matter, because this entire building will be filled with love and light and color, as it was intended long, long, long ago.
We fixed upon the name of Awen for the project for two reasons, one of which it's sort of tied in with the Cauldrons and Furnaces idea of the project, but also there's a myth about a cauldron, and in the cauldron was a spell and it had to be stirred for a year and a day, but only the first 3 drops of that spell would have any potency. As the whole project Cauldrons and Furnaces is about that sort of inspiration and that boiling up and muddling of creativity, we thought that Awen would be a really good way to start this project. So in the north of the region we've got groups and schools who are busy working on poetry that will then inform music and visual arts. We've got the left of the borough who are very busy involved with filmmaking and new technologies. The area surrounding the castle itself will be involved in the performance elements, and there is going to be 3D sculpture, interactive visual displays, sound installations, textile inspiration, so that everybody across the whole of the borough will be actively engaged in the project in some shape or form.
The great thing about this project is people see the Cultural Olympiad in 2012 as being the end of things, but we see it as a starting point because we can create new and more exciting events at the castle. Also, we can work with other festivals around the county. We've drawn groups together, so these groups can work together on other projects in the future as well. The fact that we're doing stuff with so many partners such as Cardo and the Arts Council, and I think that's a great kind of legacy and outcome from this project.
In the 19th century, this place was at the heart of the Industrial Revolution. It would have been teeming with people. You would have seen fire day and night glowing on the horizon. And it was all because of the very stones that this place was built from. We've got ironstone, we've got lime, we've got the coal. And it all happened, it all came together in Blaenavon. But it's all past now, and for many years this has been known as an area of economic deprivation. However, one thing that hasn't changed is the spirit of the people of this area in the heads of the valleys, and they've weathered it all. And things are getting better now. This is now a World Heritage Centre, and in 2012 this site's going to come alive. We're going to celebrate this amazing place, and we're going to do it in all sorts of different ways. We're going to have music coming from these pieces of old iron that people have seen as bits of derelict past. We're going to bring them back to life. We're going to have people dancing, making carnival processions. We're going to light it up again. We're going to use lanterns and colour and words and songs. We just want everyone to feel connected to this site in a very physical and special way.
Larne is a wonderful community, but at the heart of that community is a quite exquisite castle that is multi-layered historically. You look at the architectural styles there, it's almost like unpeeling an onion. It's layer after layer of history, all intertwined with the people of Larne. The aim of the project is to bring the castle alive in the minds of the individual students, but also for them to share the wonder that is Larne Castle with wider society. And so we're going to have film crews in to show them how to use the equipment, newspaper reporters in to give them an idea on what edge to have. We're also looking to look back in time and looking to establish here at the school a herb garden of medicinal herbs that students are going to learn about how to behave in the future with regard to their own health. And in 2012 we're looking for a wonderful event that will enthuse students and give them the opportunity to highlight their journey from today until 2012 and what they have found out in their explorations and studies. Mae'r prosiect yma yn un wirthiol iawn. Mae rhaid i ni defnyddio'r gorffennol i paratoi plant a ni I gyd am y dyfodol.
Men of Harlech is intended to be a musical pageant and soundscape that's going to celebrate the life, culture and history of Harlech and the surrounding areas of Gwynedd. We're looking to recreate the halcyon days from here in Harlech between the 1860s and the 1930s. This was a time where all the factories closed simultaneously and all the workers piled onto the trains and came here to Harlech for their holidays to celebrate, to relax, to enjoy the sunshine and the beach. And they really went it with full vigour. And that is something we'd like to capture. And so we have traditional Welsh music and traditional Welsh dancing added with beatboxing, hip-hop, Brazilian capoeira, we're having tribal drumming, we're having a Zulu warrior dance. That's what we're looking to create here. And we would like to see that this pageant could go forward into the future and become a central part of the cultural life of this area.
Yn ystod haf 2012, bydd arddangosfa o bob math o gelf yn cael ei gynnal yma, yng Nghastell Caernarfon, a fydd yn ffrwyth llafur misoedd o waith caled pobl ifanc yr ardal. Bydd ffanffyrau newydd yn cael eu clywed o ben waliau'r castell, a bydd goriad enfawr wedi cael ei wneud gan y bobl ifanc yn symbol ei bod yn meddiannu'r castell. Yng nghanol y castell, bydd llwyfan ar gyfer cerddoriaeth, criw yn rapio, cor yn canu a cherddorfa. Ar y waliau llwyd plaen yma, bydd cyfasau o liw yn edrych fel petai'r hwyg yn y wal I sbecio mewn a gweld yr hanes. Yma, yn y tŵr du, bydd kaleidosgop mawr I weld, lle bydd yn dal delweddau ac yn creu myrdd o batrymau mewn ymateb I sain. Bydd sein lyniau cegin fodern i'w glywed yma yn yr hen gegin. Cyfle I chwarae gêms ynnau yn hwyr yr eryr. Yn y dwnjwn, bydd tagiau graffiti ac wrth agosau atynt bydd yr ap i'w glywed. Yn ystod haf 2012, bydd y tŵr yma'n edrych yn gwbl wahanol, gyda'r ibanau lliwgar yn ei amgylchynu, ac yma hefyd y bydd celf gosodiad i'w weld wedi ei sylfaenu ar y freuddwyd Macsen.
Gorymdeithiodd Owain Glyndŵr a'i fyddin, dan faner ac arni ddraig air ar gefndir gwyn pan ymosododd ar Gastell Caernarfon y 1411. Dyna fydd man cychwyn ar ysbrydoliaeth tu ôl I brosiect Cerdd ar Ddraig, sef darn o theatr stryd a fydd yn dathlu Cymreictod unigryw a naturiol ardal Caernarfon, drwy gerddoriaeth a phepedau anferth. Yn 2012, fe fydd pobl ifanc Caernarfon yn llwyddo lle fethodd Owain Glyndŵr ac yn meddiannu Castell Caernarfon.
Well, one of the most important parts of our mission as an organisation is to try and encourage as many people as possible to get involved practically in creative activity. Everybody's got a story to tell, everybody's got a memory to share, and I think the act of coming together as a community to tell those stories, to remind each other about who and what we are and where we've come from, is an incredibly valuable thing.
The arts is introducing new ways of looking at heritage sites. It's certainly introducing new ways of telling the stories that are in those heritage sites, and between us I think we're bringing different audiences and different creative potentials and ideas together into a really heady mix. I think there could be something really special for Wales in all of this.
I'll remember this castle for the rest of my life.